It's that time of the week for the weekly top 5. And
Woo-woo!
this week, we thought we would rank the top 5 most wanted things that we want in Wolverine. And I'm talking about the Wolverine video game, guys. The Wolverine video game got announced, not announced, but it got announced about 4 years ago. They had a new gameplay trailer come out last week and we covered it. And so we thought this
And
week.
we had so much fun with
Oh,
it.
yes. Yes, we did,
Yeah.
and so this week, we thought we would give you our thoughts and things that we really want in that game. So, without further ado, we will start off with you, Paul.
All right. So we tried to make sure that our top five ranking for the Wolverine video game, we wanted to talk about story, characters, gameplay, extras, anything like that. We want to make sure all of that was represented in our list. So for my honorable mention, I wanted to make sure that there was some kind of Spider-Man connection. I mean, this is the Insomniac universe. Spider-Man is where it all started, and the Wolverine game wouldn't be here unless it weren't for the Spider-Man video games that came out before it. So even if it's just some type of mention, if we get a little bit of a cameo of him swinging around, that'd be cool. It doesn't have to be much, but I would just like to have some type of connection, just to be like, hey, remember this game? Yeah, I know, right? So just something like that. That's my extra. For a character, I really want Rogue to be in this game. And so I put up three different versions of Rogue. I'm more partial to the X Men Evolution Rogue. That is the cartoon that I grew up with, but either of these Rogues are also fine. But I think that the relationship between Wolverine and Rogue in all of the different mediums that have been seen. It's a really cool relationship. They kind of have a not a father daughter dynamic, but they kind of have a shared trauma type dynamic because they both are almost loners for the most part, and they kind of get each other, and they have that like across the room like I get you type feel. So I would love to see how a rogue in the Insomniac universe would try to interact with Wolverine. Coming up at number 4 for story, I would love to see some flashback scenes. So Weapon X, how Wolverine got his adamantium claws, or honestly any of the other horrible, horrible stuff that Wolverine has had to deal with whenever he was subjected to Weapon X experiments or anything else that he's dude's lived 200 years. He's got some battle scars and he's got some stories. If we could see any of those, that'd be awesome. I know that part of the story is going to be him trying to figure out something that went wrong with his memory that he forgot, but I would love to see some cool flashback scenes. Maybe if we even see him duking it out with somebody in World War II, I think that'd be super cool too. Coming in at number 3, a costume that I would love added to the roster is the X-Men 2000 movie suit. I know it's like super laughed at now because of, how way inaccurate it is to the comics, but I think it still has some charm. It was the movie skin that I grew up with, and whenever I was a kid, I thought that looked cool. Black leather was all the rage in the late 90s and early 2000s. So seeing an entire team of superheroes all rep in black leather was kind of cool. And on Wolverine, it looks kind of awesome. And I would love to see that as one of the skins. I mean, I'm sure they're going to give us a whole ton of skins, just like they did for Spider-Man. And Spider-Man's got just so many skins. So I would love to see this one in particular because I think it's one of the cooler skins. Coming in at number 2, also for story, I would love to see some like X-Men specific missions. Like I know that this is going to be a Wolverine centric story. He's probably not going to be, interacting with the entire X-Men team for most of the game, but I would like it if there were like some side missions here and there where it's like, hey, Professor Xavier is sending you a message. The X-Men need your help for a specific thing, and then you go off and do a side mission and you meet up with one or maybe two or three of the X-Men other characters,
So
and you
you
do some
think
kind of side mission.
so you think in this game, he will already have been anointed into the X-Men? You think he's already part of
100%. You think he's wearing that yellow and blue suit because he wants to? No. He was given that suit because he's like, "Hey, you're a part of a team. Here's your suit." I guarantee you.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say
Really?
no. I don't think he is, and because I don't think is it really a blue or is it more of a black? The suit, because it looks to me, it looks more like a black. It could be navy blue, so I could be wrong, but I'm leaning
Even
towards
still.
I'm leaning towards more no. I'm leaning towards
Okay.
more he's not part, especially because there've been rumors that after this game we're getting an X-Men game, but who knows? Maybe it's just like he is and now he's on his own side
Well,
mission, but
I think even in the Spider-Man games, the X-Men have been mentioned, the Avengers have been mentioned. So I'm assuming that they're already established in the universe.
Wolverine's
And
also not been a part of the X-Men at times though, and has had to join
at
them.
at times, but I don't know.
I know, we'll
I
see.
think
I know, I get it.
we'll see. I mean, like we're literally still what, a year or 2 away from this game coming out?
A year because it comes out in fall
A
of
year
'26.
fall 26, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. I mean, I'm just hoping. I think that some, like, X-Men centric missions where, you take a break from this slicing and dicing and killing of all these people and be like, "Hey, help the X-Men save people from this burning building." Okay?
Yeah, no, I can see it.
Alright. Anyway, that's my number 2 because I would love to see him work with a team. And my number 1 thing in terms of gameplay, a healing factor system. I know they kinda already talked about the healing factor system, but the healing factor system that they had in the X-Men Origins Wolverine game was so super cool. Like, you could see his body kind of, like, almost falling apart and deteriorating from all the damage that he was taking, and then as you heal, like, your health bar would go up, but his body would also restore, the skin would come back, the muscles would come back, and all the other stuff. So I'd love to see something like that, and I'm fairly certain when they talked about the healing factor that it was going to be not just a time-based thing, but it was going to be based on how good you were making your combos, how good you were in combat. Like, it was based on your performance in the game, which I think is super cool and adds a layer of difficulty to it. So you're not just, hiding in the corner while, trying to heal while everybody else is on the other side of the map trying to find you. You actually have to get into the mix. You got to take out some fools to get your health back. And I think that'd be super cool to see.
Alright, so run it down for us again.
All right, so my honorable mention was to have some sort of Spider-Man connection. My number 5 was have Rogue as a character. Number 4, some flashback scenes. Number 3, bring the X-Men 2000 suit in. Number 2, some X-Men side missions. And number 1, the healing factor system.
Awesome. So, yeah, that's Paul's list, guys, and I think that's great. If you are gonna see, guys, here in a second, there are a little bit of similarities. Once again, me and Paul
Mhm.
have a little bit of similarities, great minds think alike. So, with that
Yep.
all down, we will move on over to my list. So, like I said, we had some similarities, but there are a good amount of differences. So, for my first one that I have for my honorable mention, I want DLC because I feel like we got screwed with Spider-Man 2 DLC where they were like, we may do DLC, we may not. And then they're like, oh yeah, we're
Yeah.
not doing DLC. And that sucked because you set it up perfectly with Carnage. Now, they may be doing something, I think they're probably going to do something great with Carnage, but I just thought, Carnage probably would have been a great DLC. And they made such a great DLC with the first one, so I think all of us were expecting another DLC probably about a year later after the release of the game, and I hated that they didn't, and I hope that there is DLC for Wolverine somehow and some way. So,
Yeah.
no, number 5 though, compared to Paul's, I have a Spider-Man connection as well. I don't need them to do anything big. It could be a little Easter egg in the back. It could be a newspaper that flies over the screen, like just something because Spider-Man in Spider-Man 2, I feel like should have had some mention of like, oh, there's a dude named Wolverine going around slicing and dicing people up. Something. There should have been something besides just the Miles Morales Wolverine type skin. And so I hope they mention him so that there is some connection because yes, they are in the same universe, but where are they timeline wise? How are they connected? I would just like to know. So I think a Spider-Man connection is for my number 5 is what I would want next. So moving on to number 4, I want Deadpool. I want Deadpool in this game, and I don't need him to be a big character. just maybe even he's a side quest and you have to fight him or something. Like, I would just love some mention of Deadpool because I think Deadpool in the game would be so much fun. I would love it if Insomniac did a Deadpool game. Like, that would we haven't gotten a Deadpool game in forever as well, and that game was
Oh,
really
yeah.
fun, but it would
That
be
was a fun game.
it'd be great to get an Insomniac Deadpool game. That's wishful thinking, but, like, I think Deadpool would be a really fun character, and, you can't go wrong with a Deadpool and Wolverine interaction, so,
Yeah.
moving
So
on.
I have an idea. Hold on
You have an
before you move
idea?
on.
Yeah.
So remember how in Spider-Man 1, Taskmaster would show up a lot of times and you'd have
Oh,
to deal with his
yeah.
bullcrap?
Yeah.
I think that Deadpool showing up every once in a while just to mess with Wolverine, just be like, "Hey, bub, remember me?" And then you have to fight him. I think that'd be kind of fun. That'd be a
Or, like, he's
little
just like
interesting sidekick.
he's like, "Hey," gives you a chimichanga and leaves. Like, nothing
Yeah.
crazy, just annoys you. Or it's like something comes over, like, there's a massive threat, and it's just him cooking chimichangas or something, like.
Yeah, it's like the building's on fire, and then he runs out holding the microwave oven.
Yeah.
Like, something like that where, it's just like a little quick gimmick or, every time you turn around, something else is happening and it's Deadpool's fault.
Yeah,
I think
something
that'd
a
be
little.
kinda fun.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, alright, moving on to my number 3. Speaking of Deadpool, is I want the Deadpool and Wolverine suit. I want both variants. They can make it in the code in the game to have it sleeves on, sleeves off, and I think that's what they should do because
Yes,
this
yes.
suit is near perfect and it's awesome, and do I need to speak more on it? Like, it's just really cool, and I think for if there's a costume that I want the most, I want this one. So, moving on to my number 2 though, I want good side quests. I have a okay, this is my gripe with side quests. So the first ever big superhero game that I ever played, and it is my favorite video game of all time, is Batman Arkham Knight. And to me, the side quests in that game are the best side quests that a video game has done when it comes to superheroes. Or to me, honestly, it's got the best side quests ever. I think the way that they formatted it was perfect with the wheel that you guys can see down here. They did it perfectly with seeing the percentage that you have. They did it perfect with the villain selection with it. Now there are some obviously that were a little disappointing. The Hush one was disappointing. The tank ones were really annoying and underwhelming when it was just Deathstroke and you didn't get to like it wasn't underwhelming that it was
Yeah,
Deathstroke. It
you
was
never got to fight
yeah,
Deathstroke,
you
you
didn't get
just
to
blew up
fight him.
his tank.
Yeah, you blew up his tank and then you punched him to the ground. That was stupid. But then for the bad ones, you also had great one. Like Azrael's one was really cool. You
Mhm.
had Penguins, which was I thought was kind of fun. Uh, Firefly was also pretty interesting. Professor Pig is just one of the best side quests that I've ever done in a game. And I really want them to do something like that in Insomniac. Like you guys have already taken that free flow combat from the Arkham Batman. Just take the side quest idea. It doesn't have to be a wheel, that's fine. But I feel like if Spider-Man games have gone a little flat with some of the things, I think some of the side quests are just very annoying and monotonous and it's just doing something to do something and because you have to have a long game and do stuff, and I want them to upgrade the side quests because at times I feel like there's only 2 of them that actually matter, and the other ones are just a massive, "Oh, you gotta go over here and do this. Oh, you gotta go over here and do this. Oh, you gotta do it," and it's just really annoying, and there's not a great payoff. So, side quests are my big thing. So, but number 1 my thing that I want the most is I want Sabretooth. I want Sabretooth. I want a Sabretooth fight. I want Sabretooth in this game. I think Sabretooth, with the history that he has with Wolverine being his brother and all this, I think that will play so well. And like, I don't want him to die. Like, don't kill him. Have him be around for the X-Men. Like, I want him. If Insomniac is going to do this whole X-Men type of universe and they're going to do a bunch of X-Men games within this, I want Sabretooth around because I want him to be a recurring villain in that whole Wolverine X-Men type stuff because I want him to fight Wolverine a bunch. Like I want that a lot. I think Sabretooth is just such a cool character. He's one of my favorite X-Men villains, one of my favorite Wolverine villains, and you already have Omega Red in there, and Omega Red is awesome. Add Sabretooth in it, and I think you've got a pair of two really good villains and good nemesises for Wolverine. So, running it down though, once more, my honorable mention is DLC. Number five, a Spider Man connection. Number four, Deadpool. Number three, the Deadpool and Wolverine suit. Number two, side quests. And my number one most wanted thing in the Wolverine game is Sabretooth. But anyways, guys, that'll do it for our top five this week. What did you guys think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What is your top five things that you want in the Wolverine game? What do you guys want us to rank next week? Let us know in the comments below. Want more? Check us out on YouTube Podcasts, Spotify, or even the link down below for the full podcast.
Leave us a comment if you guys have any thoughts, questions, or ideas. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe for more videos and hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.